And welcome back, hockey fans, to the 3HL Aurora Dangle Fest here at the Aurora Community Center. It's Pat Gregoire and with Anthony Regan. I want to say, first off, thank you for coming out today.
My pleasure.
It's been a blast. I've had a ton of fun. And, you know, obviously this is your first time seeing the 3-on-3 pro hockey action, but there's so many players that you've seen through the years. It almost seems like you've been all right with us this entire ride.
It feels like a bit of a homecoming, Pat.
Yeah.
That's funny to say, isn't it? But seeing all these familiar, and not just guys that I've seen play, but guys that I followed in pro careers from afar as a fan at home. I was telling my wife, actually, when we were pregnant, we were watching Theo Peckham playing, you know, and it just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
I said, remember we were rushing home to watch Edmonton play? And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Now we're going to watch Mr. Peckham do his thing. Unfortunately for
Unbelievable.
him, they didn't get to this point, but Daniel Spivak's father was just saying hi to us over to the side over here, and his son, of course, is playing for some major dinero.
Yes, absolutely. So you see my bracket here on the screen. So close. I doubted the Toronto Bees. I took the Newmarket Saints in the finals. That's my one wrong one so far. And here's the bracket there. You see it. So the Toronto Bees and the Milton Flyers facing off for the first time ever, which is pretty interesting. As you heard, I believe it was David Blair who said,
yes, it was.
You know, we're excited to play this Milton team. They haven't played them yet. You know, the Bees, they're a team that I find that they play some of their best hockey when they play up to their competition. And I think that definitely was the case against that Newmarket team. Like you said, it seemed like they dominated pretty much that entire game.
One thing I did pick up on, though, is the Bees really collapsed in front of their goaltender.
Yes.
And they helped them out quite a bit. Think of all the opportunities Newmarket had and how much Jimmy Sargent had to stand on his end, because once it was coming the other way, they were getting opportunities on Sargent, Jimmy was amazing, but he had to let a few goals in, especially one up top shelf where the water bottle got popped there. That was a beaut, but he stood on his head other than that.
Yeah.
And Toronto, just as I say, though, collapsing in front of their goaltender, and 7 minutes on the clock, my friend. Are you going to put any money on this one?
I'm going to talk to my Magic friend there. I said next time I make a bet, he's got to be there and help me to get, because these guys are making some money out here. $3,000 on the line.
$3,000 game. So there you go. Every shift is important. Everything you do is important. There's an example of it right there on the doorstep. Willer had his pocket picked, I do believe that was. Yeah, it was. It was Daniel Spivak, whose father is seated to our right, just near the broadcast booth. Stretch pass, shot coming, and this one's high and hard, and this one clears the arena. So coming with it the other way, Whitehead loses his edge and goes down after having his pocket picked, and coming the other way is Reed. Reed cuts across the blue line, gives a nice pass. There's the backdoor pass.
Oh.
Great stop there by Davenport. Coming the other way, Whitehead with it. He's got a man with him. That's Gleed. Oh, on the doorstep, and Reed stopped it. I'd love it if that was Reed on Gleed. Something about the Dr. Seuss fan and me would have just gone nuts. Divine is just that.
I think Jordan Reed heard me chirping him a little bit about his defensive play there.
Oh, yeah, he did he? And that went off the pipe, and then he kicked it into the wrong net.
Wow.
If you can believe that, David Blair, looking like David Blaine, the magician at first, speaking to your guest, if you will. But, oh, my goodness, that was close. Off the pipe, and then he turns around, and bad luck for him.
Bad luck for sure, no doubt. But still 5:30 on the clock in the first half, so lots of time for this Toronto Bees team to get one on the board here.
And they're trying to do just that, answer right back, and that one goes right across the mouth of the goal. Places quickly on this one, although he had his pocket pick and his stick lifted, although he's a standing still start there for the Milton players, trying to get away from everybody. That's Divine. Getting bumped. Puts it back. Shot coming off the shinners. Blocked, and then a big bump attempt there by Keeler. Chris Keeler came to play. And he brought his nasty game with him. That one goes off some skates. Oh, out comes the Toronto netminder, David Blair. Got a bit of a bump. Up the wall. Even when you think you're making a pretty smart pass, these players have proven they can see it and intercept almost anything you throw out there. No penalty on that play there as the Toronto player brought down as he went for the, headed for the net, actually. That was Jackson.
Oof.
What a clopper.
He had a lot of cage there.
Yeah, he did. Playing it into the corner for himself now. Milton starting to press. Forfar's on the doorstep. Didiomidi. Bergen coming the other way. Anthony Bergen, big Tony Bergen into the corner. Big goal Tony. Throws it over. Do they have a big goal and an assist? No, it's Davenport just reaches out, takes an apple off a tree.
He is so big in the net when he goes down in that butterfly. I mean, he takes up so much space.
But he's so calm, too. And that's what's, I think, frustrating for shooters. You're hoping a goalie will sort of commit or you can get him to buy the fake. Davenport just looks like he's reading a novel and waits for you to do whatever you want to do. Back to the point, Whitehead now. Spivak's on the ice. Spivak stays back towards the blue line, is heading up ice there for the Toronto Bees. Is Wiseman. Spivak's back. Wiseman takes a chop, two at his stick. Spivak protects the puck, hangs on. Then he had his pocket picked. Quit now. Throws this one over. And waiting for that one was Wiseman. The Bees starting to buzz a little. But Milton settles things down. The Flyers now. Willer. We're on 1-on-2 now, 1-on-3 essentially, really. This one's dished back. Gleed fired one wide of the mark. Gleed and his man bump as they're heading towards the bench. Drop pass. Place. Tried to get a shot off. Had his pocket picked at the last second by Whitehead, who gets behind everybody. He's looking for a puck. Whitehead gets the dish. Oh, look at that gamble! you show me a league where that happens regularly. And they're actually... I wonder if he's going to get a penalty on that, delay a game or something. Is it going to be a penalty shot?
It's going to be. They're calling it a penalty shot.
I was wondering. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're calling. We'll wait and see there.
Yeah. 2:20 on the clock here, or was 2:20. This time continues to run. Di Benedetto.
He's saying you weren't on the ice, so they're telling someone else who was on the ice has to take the penalty shot, and it's Carson Devine who has definitely cashed in on some penalty shot goals before, so it's not an up or a downgrade necessarily.
No, not indeed, but Place is on him. Place is right behind him. Great stop there by the netminder Blair. Wow. And Place was coming down ice like the devil was after him. Here comes Reed now. Had his pocket picked, and he gets it back. I thought he was going to get it back behind the net. Now he's looking for it. But his teammate has it now. Tries to center it out front. Great job by Davenport putting that paddle down in the back of the net there, interrupting an opportunity now. Toronto lowering the shoulder is Jackson. Jackson in back of the net now, being muscled. Jackson just pushed off the puck. He lost it in back, then he had to bounce off his shin pads, scored it out front, pass nearly intercepted. Tried to spark Devine down the left wing side. They can't do so. Oof. There's what I'm saying about no matter what your pass is. Di Benedetto. To the back door! Scores! 2-0, Milton. And the Milton fans are loving this, aren't they? They're pounding the glass to our left and cheering across the way.
Well, Carson Devine said before in warm-ups when he was interviewed by Kelsey that he was a little bit nervous because he was going to have a decent cheering section. So something tells me those folks over there are cheering for number 19 in baby blue, and another penalty here.
Well, Devine played for the Stouffville Spirit 2003 to 2005, and then for the Hurricanes from 2005 to 2008 played his minor hockey for the York Simcoe Express, which is just like a rubber stamp for a lot of these pro players, isn't it? YSE.
Yes, it is. So we're going to have another total man development penalty shot here. David Blair, see if he can shut down.
See what he does on this one. He makes the stop. He's been good.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good. Good opportunity right there for Milton, but turned aside. Didiomidi. Now Didiomedi's got Messier with him. Didiomedi's showing he's got a one-timer already. Oh, and a great stop, and then they stuff it home on a second effort. Didiomidi loaded up on the right side of the ice, left-handed shot for the one-timer. Didn't need it, though.
Oh, some York Lions on York Lions violence there as Jesse Messier, the former captain, scores on David Blair, the former York Lion netminder. And 3-0 for this Milton Flyers team. I'm not counting out, the Toronto Bees here, but it's certainly starting to look like the Milton Flyers maybe cashing in on their third big check of this season. But as we know, in the 3HL, 7 minutes, a lot can happen.
Certainly can. And David Blair was just having some a discussion, if you will, with the officials, and he's clearly upset. Something's inside his bonnet. Something's bothering him about what's going on. I'm not sure if that second effort and after he made the stop, and
I think it could have also been where he got that penalty shot maybe as well too. Didn't think he deserved it. We're getting rewarded for a nice hustle play. The crowd went crazy and him holding on to it for a little bit too long, which is understandable, but definitely you could see David Blair's frustrated.
Well, because the goaltender can't really hang on to the puck outside of their crease, can they? Otherwise, it's like a player, delay of game. Played back inside, Places on it now, inside the Toronto Bees zone. The Bees hoping to get something happening now. Reg Garbett, right wing side, got a man heading to the net. He sauces one through. Davenport makes a stop, and Garbett gets the rebound after making the pass. So
the NCAA line cashes in once again. Reed finds Garbett.
Well, that was a half to score goal, wasn't it? It was 6.5?
Yeah. Huge, absolutely. That's a very, very huge goal for this Bees team.
Indeed it is. Is this Quit now, I believe?
It is.
The big fellow. You said he's a defensive specialist for Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Memorial Cup champion with the Windsor Spitfires.
Is that supposed to impress me? Because it does. Trust me. I played some hockey with some Mem Cup players that lost, actually, to when Eric Lindros was playing. And one of the finest players I've ever played with before. Here we go. Chance down ice. Pushing it forward. The Milton player couldn't come away with it there was Willer. Kevin Willer. He's got it again. To Whitehead. Oh! Big Daddy snipe. Whitehead just skates off the ice like Don Cherry says. You don't show emotion. You've done this so often it doesn't even faze you.
He has done it a ton of times. Wow. Not just right here in the 3HL, but through his entire pro hockey career, the former SPHL star. Wow. Everyone is going to want to be interviewed on the preview show because we had him earlier in the week, and looks like we've injected some life into Matt Whitehead.
If only we could take some credit for that, indeed. Here's Anthony Bergen now. Big goal, Tony. Up the middle. Bergen got his pocket picked. I wasn't sure what happened there. Here's Di Benedetto now. Oh! A little church bell action. That signifies dinner's ready. Wow, this is turning into a one-sided affair, my good friend.
Yeah, Justin Di Benedetto showing us why he scored back-to-back plus 90 points in the OHL with the Sarnia Sting. And this thing is starting to get ugly for this Toronto Bees team. Just a couple of bad bounces here and there, though.
That's all it is, and that's all it takes when you've got very little time. There's one of those bounces, and it's on the doorstep. It's kicked out, and it's coming the other way. Here comes the Flyers, although on the back check, Garbett. Rich Garbett. Some great speed, and then they slow things down and come the other way. Garbett heads to the net. Here's Place now, right up the middle. Place fires a shot, hits a body in front. Now is Garbett on the doorstep. Garbett scores! He's at 2 now for his team. They're down by 3.
I tell you, this Toronto Bees line of Garbett, Reed, and Place has been buzzing, no pun intended. Looks like 4 minutes left. Is it a little too late? Who knows? But like I said, in the 3HL, so much can happen in such little time here.
So if the Bees are buzzing, then the Flyers must be flying.
You've got it.
Yeah, it's got to be that. Quit now, throws it back. It gets all the way out to center for Jackson. I think he kept that one alive. In back of the net it goes. Milton's Spivak takes a bump along the wall. Coughed up the puck, though. Trying to jam this one home side of the net and then trying to force one towards the front of the net was Wiseman. He's unable to do so. Milton coming the other way. Whitehead behind everybody. Whitehead heads to the net. Shot coming upstairs off them. Upright. We don't know where it went because it stayed up in the rafters somewhere. Those are souvenir pucks too, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They certainly are. Official 3HL puck.
Nice. Got to get one of those for me. I got a nice collection of different levels of pucks.
Got a hook.
Got a hook call. So is this Bees? Producer director said I'd be trying for weeks. Should have been over at the March of Dimes in the corner, one of the 3HL charities from 3HL Cares. They hit the sign and nearly hit the lady. She jumped out of her skin in the first warm-ups. I was laughing my head off. Always keep your head up. Bees now with a chance to close within 2. Can they do it? No. Good effort, though. Davenport makes the stop.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Devine. Carson Devine. They're just going to chew up clock with 2.5 minutes to go. That's a great reason why you can't take it back over center ice. Otherwise, it'd be so easy to just play keep away. And here's an opportunity now. They chop this one forward. Can they get it to Reed? Reed had to play it back and right to Devine. instead of getting it to big Anthony Bergen. Reed chops at it. Bergen's got it. Pardon me. This is Place, rather.
Place.
Yeah, Place, rather. Here's Garbett now. Whoa, that was an interesting look. Down ice it goes. Benedetto now. Oh, player goes down. Quickly after it is Forfar.
Nice play by Blair.
Yeah, no kidding. Garbett now as Blair heads to the bench. Sifted a little pass through, and they got it through, but then it was poke checked by the goaltender right off the stick of the Bees player. Now they sift one through. Try a backhand, a weak one. Garbett. Did they have another one?
There we go.
5-3 with $1:33 to go.
Not so fast.
Wait.
Rob quit screaming to add a couple of ticks back onto that clock there. He thinks that they called the timeout before. But not quite over
whistle.
just yet, folks.
5-3, is it not?
5-3, yeah,
Okay.
they haven't added that goal up there. 5-3, 1:30 left, so they added 5 seconds back up onto the clock.
There you go.
So Rob Quitt definitely had something to argue about there, that's for sure.
The officials listening, that's the great thing. Communication's the key when you're being an official.
And David Blair back to the bench now, so here comes the extra attacker.
4-on-3 for 1:25, depending. Garbett's on the doorstep. They couldn't get the puck to him. Garbett has, what, 2 now?
Two now, yeah. 2 in this game at least. I think 3
that's
overall.
Right. Quit! With no quitting him, fires a shot.
Someone's got to get to the bench.
That's right, yeah, because you got to get a goalie on. Otherwise, that happens. There's no icing, and then it's going to be a sure goal. And that's pretty much going to do it with a 3-goal bulge there. And very quiet-looking affair there as Forfar just says, I'm going to score this goal. He played for the Grand Prairie Storm, Grand Prairie, Alberta. I was out there. They have a gorgeous facility out in that neck of the woods.
Very nice.
Stopped up, Garbett finds his man in motion. Quit. Oh, what a great stop there by Davenport. Garbett gives it, goes. They got the goaltender down. They got everybody down. They hit him with 40 seconds to go. Let's see, can Whitehead get this one? I'm going to say yes. And he's just going to let the clock tick down. And he gets a few words there. He's getting his ears filled as he skates away. He's like, oh, that's a bit of offside, son. Reed giving it to Whitehead. That's going to do it. They're just going to let this one go. This is basketball, isn't it?
Take a knee in football, if you will, but
that's it.
Unbelievable. The Milton Flyers are going to win their 3rd 3HL Tour Championship as they will be crowned as the 3HL Aurora Dangle Fest champs.
Now, how much have they earned? They were coming into this tournament.
An additional $7K now. So
ooh, let me do a little bit of math. That's $23K.
$23K. So they now have a healthy lead on that money leaderboard and in the actual leaderboard as well with their winning percentage, grabbing another 3 victories. But you see Dave Davenport coming over here. Looks like he doesn't even have a bead of sweat on his hair there.
Oh.
But unbelievable. He was so good all tournament long, especially in that finals and the semifinals as well.
See the glove save there to keep this team within it. Just ridiculous stop there by Mr. Davenport. Incredible stuff. And Toronto standing by, my friend.
Oh, yes. Now we have Ridge Garbett alongside Kelsey for the Summer Skates MVP.
All right, let's get the what's your pick for the Toronto team player of the game?
Number 55.
Why?
Pardon?
Why?
Because he scored 2 goals and was on for most of the goals on for his team, all of them.
There you go. Congratulations. On the other end, who are you picking for Milton and why?
Because he had 2 nice goals.
2 nice goals. Tell me how you're feeling after this one.
Oh, it always feels good to win and get a little money in our pocket. So, yeah, we're going home happy.
All right, speaking of money, go get your check. We'll be back in a bit. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, Kelsey. So Matt Whitehead, like he said, always good when you get money. So we're going to send this down to Jim Diamond Low for the Check presentation by Justin Fox.
All right, so you got player of the game plus your BioSteel MVP now. Two huge things. You get to go home with some gear. Let's talk a little bit about that game. You know, you were chosen by the Young Guns here in Aurora for getting those 2 goals. Let's talk about them. Talk about your first one.
Oh, the first one, great setup by Wills. Got me the puck and just went in, took a shot high, beat him. And the last one, just got the empty netter and tried to waste some time there, let the puck just sit on the line for a bit. So, yeah, it was a good overall game for us, and happy to go home with a big check.
You guys went into this tournament number 1, $16,000 in the bank. You're coming out again number 1, even further now, 2-time defending champs. Tell me what it's like in the locker room.
Everybody's happy, but we know that everybody's coming for us. So and we're just going to keep playing our game and having fun at it.
And what's going to be the key going into the next one? You're going to have extra pressure. Like you said, people are coming at you. What are we going to expect to see?
The same thing. We're just going to stay calm, play our game, and we're thinking that things are going to work out well for us. So
congratulations again. Thank you very much. Guys, thanks for coming out. Back upstairs to you guys.
Thank you very much, Kelsey. So, like she said, the 3rd time this year, the Milton Flyers heading home with a $7,000 check. 3-time champion, back-to-back. The Milton Flyers are making history in this historic 3-on-3 Pro Hockey League.
I'm just watching the carrier of that said aforementioned giant check as well, Daniel Spivak, having a bit of fun. I've got to wonder, do you have to have a giant wallet to take that home in, or do you cash that, or is that just for show?
You got to go to the big check bank. So
that's right.
Cash it that way. But, I mean, you know what? The way that this Milton Flyers team has been playing, they're going to need bigger pockets because they continue to stuff money. Like I said, the 3rd championship. And we saw them in that first game. They didn't really start out too hot. They squeezed by that London team. We thought London actually controlled the majority of the game. That's kind of how it's been for this Milton team. On January 1st, they just squeaked by the Markham Millionaires. Right. Their other tournament win last week, a little more of a dominating first win, but this is a team that just finds ways to win. And we're going to see actually if our friend Ryan Edwards is correct with his prediction. We're going to see on ice here. We'll wait and see.
This has been a lockbox. I was joking with him earlier when he was up here with you. I said, your lunch isn't in there, just in case you're looking for it.
I heard that. That was great.
Here we are. He's got the sealed canister right now, and Carson Devine's actually going to pull it out and see who's. Now, would you have placed Milton's name in there?
I actually had them winning in my bracket, over Newmarket. So
pretty close then.
Pretty close.
See how our Illusionish does with his prognostication.
Wow.
Oh, wow. He's got it.
And he predicted the score.
Okay. How did he do that?
Come on.
Okay. Now, you got to get a real small person inside the box with a marker. And I don't know how you do it from there, but that is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
So he said it would be Toronto. He said it would be the Milton Flyers coming up on top over the Bees.
Over the Bees 7-3.
7-3. Unbelievable.
Oh, wow. I need him to do a little help with me. I'm going to go pick a few scratch and win tickets. I'd like to borrow his skill set for just a little while. And some of the players would as well. Those that go out in the first round, are they gearing up for next week's even more so, do you think, making some adjustments? I know some teams have done just that in the week off. They've been saying, Kitchener perhaps, we got to load up. We need to become more competitive. Is that what they're going to start doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is the shortest turnaround that we've had so far this season. Usually they have a couple of tournaments to take time off and think about what adjustments they do need to make. This time, we're in Port Elgin next week
Yeah.
at that Sunset Cup. So not a lot of time to make those adjustments, but there's no doubt those teams that did get sent home. I know Rich Wigmore not happy with it going home with that first round loss. He's probably, as soon as that game was over, immediately thinking, do I need to change the roster? What do I need to do?
Yeah.
And that's a goaltender too on top of that. So it's a very tough job for him, but there's no doubt that adjustments need to be made, but they need to be made quick.
And you have to shrug it
Any
off.
back up to you?
Well, if you don't come out with the giant prize, you can't just say, "Oh well, we're not going to compete next week." You've got to shrug it off. Much like Mr. Blair, you got to argue with the officials, go back in and do your job, and try and settle yourself down. So this has been an incredible tournament. I can't believe that the old building was rocking like this. The roof was lifted a few times, more than a few times, and the action was outstanding.
Oh, absolutely. It was unbelievable. And like you said, the roof was lifted. I think it was lifted today, not only from the crowd going crazy with all the great plays. We've seen Chris Barkley as well.
Incredible.
Ripping the roof off as well. It was a great day here in Aurora, and I want to thank you as well for joining us. We are so happy to have you here on the 3HL Tour.
My
And everyone at home, we say thank you for tuning in. The Milton Flyers, the 3-time champions here on the 3HL Tour. We would like to also thank everyone at JVI Video for putting on this great production. And of course, you can't forget, we will see you in Saugeen Shores next weekend.